All right, hello. My name is Daniel Jennings. I'm going to be taking you through a walkthrough of VirtualBox running Kali Linux on a Windows 11 PC. So, just some quick overview. We're going to go over the minimum host operating requirements, host operating system, the licensing and limitations, and then we're going to go over how to actually download and install VirtualBox, which is really simple. And then the actual fun part is getting Kali Linux set up and with the settings that you're going to need. And then we're going to do a small demonstration of an nmap on the terminal for the Kali Linux. So your minimum host requirements. This is the absolute bare minimum that you need from your system to get this running. You need a 2-core 64-bit processor, also a CPU that allows for virtualization. And that's for VirtualBox. And then Kali Linux needs a 1-core processor. You're going to need 4 gigabytes of RAM, 20 gigabytes disk space. That is the bare minimum that you need. Yeah. And then, like I said, you're going to need virtualization. So Intel is going to be VTX, and if you have an AMD card, it's going to be AMDV. So, like I said, absolute bare minimum. Yeah, and then if you want to check if your CPU allows for virtualization, you can do it really easily. You can hit Shift, or sorry, Control Shift Escape. This just opens Task Manager. Um, so however you want to open Task Manager, really. And then you can go to Performance, and then you can see down here at the bottom, virtualization enabled. So super simple to check. All right, and then here are the recommended specs. This is just the version of the card that would run this the most smoothly, and you would likely want 16 gigabytes of RAM. And then with modern machines, that's pretty common. So, and then if you really want it running smoothly, like SSD is recommended as well with 40 gigabytes free. And then, like I said, virtualization enabled. Okay, and then the host operating system that you need, we're going to be using Windows 11, which is 64-bit. But it also supports Mac OS and different Linux distributions. And I'm assuming the steps that we're going to take won't vary that much from Windows 11 to Mac and Linux, but there will be probably some discrepancies. Okay, and then licensing. And then this is a lot of information. Pretty much what you need to know is VirtualBox is free to download and use. The base pack is free to download, use, modify, and distribute under the terms of the General Public License version 3, which means we're allowed to use it. But the expansion pack is only free for personal and educational use. So if you're doing it for commercial purchases, you need to purchase a license. For our use case, it's going to be completely free. And then so same with Kali Linux. It's free to download and use, and then distribution of modified versions has some rules, but we're not getting into that, so it's okay. All right, so we're gonna get into how to download VirtualBox. It's really, really simple. Let me just refresh. Actually, let me just click the link that I have here. Okay. It's super simple. You're gonna hit the big download button, and you're gonna want to hit Windows hosts, which will start a download. You'll probably see it at the top right over here. And then you're also gonna want to download the VirtualBox extension pack, which is gonna be down here. So just click both of those, and then that will be downloaded. And then once you hit download, you're gonna just go through the very simple settings. You're gonna hit next for most of it. Leave everything clicked. One thing um, to note that when you are um, downloading and installing this, there's gonna be like a little pop up right here, and it's gonna say, "Do you want basic mode or expert mode?" Click expert mode. All right. So now we are going to make a new Kali Linux installation. So I have a link in this document to go download Kali Linux. So it's going to pop up like this. Oh, sorry, not like that actually. I am a little unprepared. Okay. So you're gonna want to hit installer images, and then it's gonna take you to this page. And you just want to click installer, and it will start your download. Um, and that's all we need from that. So once you have that downloaded, you're gonna want to hit new right here. Then you're gonna want to give it a unique name. Let's see here. So I will just call this Kali Linux Three, because I have one and two already, I think. Okay, yeah, and then OS, you're gonna want Linux. And then OS distribution, you're gonna want Debian, and OS version, you're gonna want Debian 64-bit. Okay. Next, you're gonna click specify virtual hardware, and then right here, good rule of thumb is to have allocated around half of your memory, unless you just have like a crazy amount of memory, which I actually do. So this is probably a bad example, but probably around half of your memory for this to run the most smoothly. So I am going to bump it up. We'll just say to 20 gigabytes, just because I have the space for it. Okay, and then number of CPUs, that's just how many cores. So I have a 6-core CPU. So again, I'm going to want to go about halfway. We're going to allocate 3 cores to the virtual machine. Okay. And then next, we're going to allocate disk space. The absolute minimum is 20 gigabytes. So if you are putting this in a disk that does not have 20 gigabytes, you're going to get stuck on a loading screen. It happened to me. I had a full disk. So you want to make sure that you are downloading this on something that you have free space for. And then you should get this little check mark if you have free space. And then for smoother experience, you're going to allocate 40 gigabytes. I'm just going to do 20 for now because we aren't doing anything crazy. Okay, and then you want to click finish just like I did. All right, so you're going to want to navigate next to settings. Okay, and you're going to want to click features. And this is really just quality of life. This just makes it easier for the setup. So you're going to want to make sure clipboard bidirectional and drag and drop bidirectional. What this really does is it like when you copy something from your host operating system, you'll be able to paste it into your virtual machine operating system, which is actually a really cool feature. Okay, from here, scroll down to display. We're just going to max out video memory just to make it as smooth as possible. Okay, and then we're gonna want to come down here, and you see this like little under controller IDE. There's like you're gonna want to click this empty thing, and then you're gonna want to click this little disk on the top right here, and then you want to choose file disk, and then go to that Kali Linux thing that we downloaded from the link. So we're just gonna open this in there. All right, we're gonna click OK. Okay, and now we should be ready to start the instance. Just gonna wait for this to load. All right. So once we get to here, you can X out of this just so you can see more. Um, so here, something I learned is if you click in it, your mouse can get stuck, which can get annoying. So I recommend just like using enter. So if I hit enter here, it's gonna go to graphical install, which is what we want. And then you can navigate with the arrow keys. So again, we're gonna give it some time to load up. Okay, and then we're gonna want to click or hit enter to accept English, and we're in the United States. We're using American English for our keyboard. Okay, and then we're gonna want to host name. We're just gonna accept Cali. It's perfectly fine. Domain name, we don't need to put anything here, so just hit enter. Okay, so now you're gonna want to enter your username, and I'm just going to put test. Move on, and now we're going to need to choose a password again, just something that you're going to remember. So I'm also just going to write test just show to make sure that they're there. Obviously choose a better password than test, but this is just for learning purposes. Okay, and then select your time zone. We're going to do central because that's the time zone we're in. Okay, once it's loaded up, you're going to select guided use entire disk and then hit enter once again. And then you're going to hit use recommended. All right, and then finish partitioning and write changes to disk. So you're pretty much just hitting enter. Next, you want to select yes for making write changes to the disk. And then you're going to hit continue. Now this may take some time to install. This is also the loading that I was talking about that you could get stuck on if you don't allocate enough disk space to your virtual machine. All right, so once it's done loading, it's going to pop up with all these settings. These are the recommended settings. These are what we're going to want to use. So we're just going to actually click continue. And then it's going to continue to install. So again, might take a while. Okay, once that finishes installing, we are just going to hit continue. And we are going to select the Grub bootloader and then hit continue. Okay, and then once that's done, you're just going to hit continue, and then this is going to restart the virtual machine. All right, so it's starting up now. And we are going to enter our username and password from earlier. We're gonna hit login. So now we're gonna do a quick little Nmap demonstration. So we're going to come up here and we're going to open the terminal. We're going to want to run the command nmap space dash dash version. And this is just going to tell us the version that we were working with. And then we're going to run the command nmap space minus s capital T space minus capital P N minus space minus capital A, and then scanme.nmap.org, and then hit enter. And then this is going to start up nmap. So nmap, this part, the nmap part, it launches the nmap program, and then the st runs the TCP connect scan, and then the pn treats the host as an online host, and then the a enables the OS version detection, script scanning, and traceroute. Just gonna give this a little bit of time to load up. All right, and there we go. We have all of our information shown here. All right. Thank you for following along.